Hi there, I'm Grace, and welcome to Chair Yoga for Beginners. So, I learned in my teacher training a lot about chair yoga, and chair yoga before. This is for everybody. So there's a couple things I want to say before we start. The first thing is, obviously, like all of these classes, if you feel any pain or discomfort, you can take a pause, skip through it, skip that pose. Also, I want to show you the setup that you will need. Also, I was stupid and I ran my dishwasher before this, so if you can hear that in the background, I apologize. I went into a different room to kind of minimize the sound, so hopefully it's not distracting. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way. So for your chair yoga setup, what you're gonna want is a chair like this one that is sturdy and ideally doesn't have arms and that isn't a spinning chair. So I've actually found that for what you might have in your house, a dining table chair actually probably will work the best. So if you have that, that will probably work well for this class. Also, you want to set up your chair so that at least two of the legs are on a yoga mat, like how I have mine set up, if you can see. Okay, and then I think we're ready to start, so. All right. We will sit down, and you want to, okay, so for chair yoga, you want to sit where you can have your feet flat on the ground. So if you're short like me, then you might not be able to be all the way back here because your feet can't comfortably reach the ground. So we'll talk about posture first. So leave a little bit of space in between your feet as if you were standing and wanted your feet to be hip distance apart. All right, so we've got that. We want to have the knees above the ankles, and then we'll have the shoulders above the hips, lift the heart, and we'll tuck the chin slightly to elongate the spine. So now we've got our posture. It's beautiful, ain't it? If only we could sit like this all the time. Okay, I'm actually gonna move my list of things in front of me so I can see better. So we're gonna start right where we are. And maybe to begin, you can just take the palms of the hands to the thighs. Maybe close the eyes and take a deep breath in. Maybe pausing at the top of your inhale and then taking a full exhale out. And we've been doing some practice with breathing techniques in the past few videos, so you can use any type of breath work you might want to do. And we're gonna move into what's called sun breath, which is one of my favorite breathing things. I don't know, words, okay. So we're gonna take the arms to the sides of the chair like this. And then on your inhale, like you're scooping up sunshine and rainbows, we'll inhale the arms up overhead. And then on your exhale, we'll face the palms down. Take the whole exhale to relax the arms. Now on that exhale, I want you to imagine like you're trying to force two magnets together with your arms on the way down. You want to create some imaginary resistance. So let's try that again and inhale up, lift up all the sparkles, and we'll exhale down, just getting some movement going, imaginary resistance. So let's do this, we'll do 3 to 5 more times. Just get some movement going. Inhale, exhale. I love starting classes with this just because I think it's nice to kind of start to connect the movement with the breath. So I would say it's a good way to start your mornings, even if you don't do any other yoga poses, just do some sun breaths. Even though we haven't been getting very much sun here in Ohio. It actually snowed yesterday. All right, so let's do one more all together. Inhale up. exhale down. This time on the exhale down, we're gonna grab the back of the chair with the arms. So we're gonna come into what's called fan pose. So you can kind of adjust your hands to wherever they're gonna feel most comfortable, so you can kind of walk them up the back of the chair or down. Try to keep a little bit of softness in the elbows so that you're not pulling on them. Keeping all of the rest of the posture the same. So knees are still over the ankles. See if you can lift the heart. So we're gonna stay here. I feel like I look uneven. I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna stay right here. Or if you want even more stretch, you can lean forward a bit as if you're ready to fly. And that's gonna create some more of a stretch in the shoulders. And it's also a really good heart opening pose. So let's take a few breaths here. See how it feels. Just notice how it feels. You can always come out of the pose whenever you need. Just notice where you feel the stretch in your body. Very nice. This is a really nice pose, and I'd forgotten about it because it's been a really long time since I've taught chair yoga or done any chair yoga. And so last night I was putting this class together and I tried this one and I was like, oh, that feels good. And you can do all of these just sitting at your desk probably. So win, win, win. All right. So to come out of this one, we'll release the hands. And then while you're here with the arms up in the air, let's give ourselves a hug. So this is pretty self-explanatory and simple. But see if you can relax the elbows down, and we'll take a few breaths here in a hug yourself. So we've opened up the shoulders, and now we're doing the reverse of that. Take a few breaths here. I thought this would be a good pose for this class because I think we all need a hug right now. So you can even give yourself a little pat on the back. Take one or two more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, we'll open up the arms again. This time we're going to cross them over the opposite way, so opposite arm on top from what you had before. So this is the way it's going to feel a little bit awkward and weird, but just hang with it, see how it feels. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe closing the eyes to limit your distractions. Like I said before, we're all practicing in our own homes, and even if your space isn't perfectly suitable for doing yoga, it's okay. You know, we're all gonna work with what we have right now and make the best of it. So let's inhale, open the arms wide. And this time we'll exhale, palms of the hands to the thighs. Okay, let's see what's next. So we're gonna do a seated version of cat-cow next. And I'm sure you've heard me talk about this if you've come to my classes, that you can do cat-cow in pretty much any posture, including seated. So the way we're gonna do this one is we'll take the palms of the hands like we had them to the thighs, and you can kind of, readjust wherever you are on your chair, maybe wiggle and feel the butt bones in the chair. And on your inhale, we're gonna bring the shoulders back and come forward, lift the heart. So we still wanna find that bend of the spine. Let me come to this side and show you what this looks like from another angle. So we're gonna inhale and press the heart forward and find that bend in the spine, just like if you were in table. And if you want, you can even come down onto your mat and do cat-cow right now too. You can totally adapt this for a mat class as well. Exhale, curl in. So chin comes towards the chest. Inhale, bring it forward. Lift the heart. I didn't even realize as I was putting this together that this is a good class for heart opening postures too. Happy little accident. Alright, I'm gonna come back to the middle so I can face you all. You know what I think of always when I'm doing chair yoga and I'm like in the postures? Like, I think of the Lincoln Memorial. How he's like up in that big throne. So, for chair yoga, you channel your inner Abe. I apologize, there's construction going on outside also. Like I said about, at-home yoga, it teaches you to kind of ride the wave, as we call it, roll with the punches. And despite what might be going on around you, you can still just bring your attention to your body and your breath. All right, let's take one more round of cat-cow for a minute. Very nice, and we'll come back up to a neutral spine, and from here, we'll take a twist. So we're gonna do the same thing that I like to teach in my classes where I do a fist bump like this. So you want your hands to be right about in front of your sternum. And then from here, we'll sit up nice and tall, inhale in. Then exhale, we'll take a twist. So we'll twist towards the right first. You can stay right here if you like. This fist bump helps keep your spine nice and tall. That's why I teach it. So keep your feet right where they are. You can stay right here, or you can take your right hand back and behind and rest your left hand on the knee or the thigh. So what's nice about kind of having the chair there is you have some place to kind of grab onto. So it's your choice of how deep you want to go into this twist. I would suggest just kind of letting your body move with it. Don't fight inertia. Yeah, I think that's the right word. So don't like grab the chair to pull yourself around. Just land where you land, And remember to breathe. So that's what I've always loved about yoga in particular. And I think the reason I was drawn to it, this is the part of the class where I talk about, stories. But if growing up you were like me and sports weren't really your calling, I really liked yoga because it was just time that I got to spend with myself, and I could still move and exercise my body, but it wasn't about winning. Like, you can't win at yoga. Well, I guess you can. That's like a loaded question. I guess you can, as long as you're enjoying it, then you're winning. But it's kind of getting to move and exercise without the competitive nature. You're just enjoying the movement. So just land where you land. All right. So let's take one more breath in here, and we'll lift up through the spine on that inhale. And then we'll exhale, come back to the center. And I bet you can guess what's next. We're gonna go the other way. So you can take the hands back up to that fist bump again. Inhale in and lift the spine. And then exhale, twist to the left. So you can stay right here, or you can take the right hand to the left knee, thigh area, and then that left arm will come behind. So maybe you can reach towards the back of your chair, maybe the hand just kind of falls. So if you want a version of this pose that's on the mat, I think I've done it in a few videos that I've already made, so you can watch those also. and remember to breathe. But yeah, I'm sorry about the noise. It's like a battle because I guess I could make these in the evenings, but then the lighting wouldn't be very good. So it's like a trade-off. I don't know. Like I said, it's okay. We're all in our own homes practicing yoga together. So we'll look over that left shoulder. Also for twists, a good rule of thumb is to start on the right and then to the left. It's better for your digestion that way. I don't know exactly why, but it is, so. All right. So enjoy the stretch. Like I said, yoga is about enjoying. The goal of yoga is just to feel good. So let's take one more breath in here and we'll lift up through the spine. And then exhale, we'll bring it back to Zmittel. Okay, next up, again, you can stay right where you are. And we're gonna take a knee to chest. So let's start with the right leg. So we'll grab that knee, bring the knee in towards the chest. And again, I'll come around to the side so you can see what that looks like. So, see if you can still keep your back nice and tall though, that's what we want. So, still very good posture. And then maybe you point and flex the foot, roll out the ankle. Well, don't roll your ankle, like roll your ankle, but like circle it. If you're really prone to like rolling your ankles, I feel you because that's been a big problem for me. Maybe I'll do an ankle yoga video. That could be cool. I want to do that next. Ideas. All right. Go ahead and let that foot relax. See if you can bring that knee up a little higher. Hug it in. Maybe to get a little bit of strengthening action in there, you extend that leg just for a beat, see how that feels. And then we'll slowly lower it down. So what you could do is pick up the leg and extend and go down, and that's gonna be some real great quad strengthening. Like I said, a chair yoga class can be pretty challenging. So let's try it on the other side. So we're gonna pick up that left knee now, knee towards the chest. So if you couldn't tell, we're getting our legs warmed up for some poses we're gonna do later. So maybe point and flex the foot again. But have no fear, they're fun. Chair yoga can be fun. All right, circle the ankle around. And we'll go the other way. Very nice. All right, we'll hug the knee in one more time. And again, maybe extend. There's the bottom of my foot, internet, and take the foot down. Very nice. Okay, so next up what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into like goddess type legs, as if you were standing. So we're gonna take the feet wide. And so you might wanna kind of be on the edge of your chair for this. And let's stay here for a moment and just take this stretch of the inner thighs, groin area. So see how this feels. If it feels awful, then you can skip it. Like I said, or you can, walk the feet in a little bit closer and just start with a milder version of it. You just want to kind of have enough space for what we're going to do next, which I'll talk about, but take one more breath in here. Exhale out. And then you can stay right where you are, or you can take the hands to like the ends of the chair And then we're gonna drop the knees down one at a time. So we're gonna do knee drops. So just like this, how I have, see how I've got that? And then we come back up, and then we do the other side. So this is a really fun, funky stretch for the hip flexors. So we're just dropping the knees down one at a time. I bet you've probably not done this before. But like I said, I was putting this class together last night, and I practiced this one on my own, and I could feel it in the hip flexors. So just because you're in a chair doesn't mean it's any less stretchy, challenging. So just dropping the knees down one at a time. Remember to breathe. We're getting the hip joints warmed up. Also try to keep everything nice and loose as you do this so you don't torque your joints. Let's do one more each way. I feel like, because I'm wearing green pants, I don't know, I feel like I look like a praying mantis right now. All right, we'll come back to the middle. And next up, this is what I was most excited for in this entire video. Oh, okay, so let's start on the left side. So we're gonna take the left leg, just how we have it, take it over the side of that chair. Okay, so we still wanna have, like we have a warrior leg where the knee is over the ankle stacked. And then, so you kind of wanna have like one butt cheek on the chair and one off. And we're gonna come into a sort of lunge-like warrior type situation. So you can kind of tuck the toes if you like this, whichever way is more comfortable, or I guess you could leave the toes tucked like that as well. Your pick. But we're coming in, isn't this cool? And what's cool about this too is that you really feel it in the hip flexor, because having the chair there helps you kind of surrender to gravity, where if you didn't have the chair, you'd have to be holding yourself up. So you might feel a difference. It's really cool. So you can even take the arms up if you like, or you can take the hands to the heart, or you can just rest them down. So this is a chair yoga warrior lunge thing. If you have any better name recommendations for this, you can comment them in the comment section of this video. But shine your heart forward. So again, we're doing more heart opening. So lift your heart, remember to breathe, smile. I love this pose. Okay. So we're gonna hold this one a tiny bit longer just because it's a deeper stretch of the hip flexors. So if you spend a lot of time at a desk sitting, this is a really good stretch for the hip flexors. Let's take one more breath in. If you haven't already, we'll reach the arms up. Exhale them down, and then to come out, we'll just shimmy our way back. Like so. All right, you can, take a second to shake it out. And we'll try the other side. So, find your posture again. And now you can see why we did that groin stretch and the knee drops, because it helps warm us up. So come back to the center posture. So we've got the knees over the ankles and shoulders over the hips. And then this time we're gonna step the right foot forward. So you want your feet to be parallel here. So everything's still parallel. Keep the hips square. And then, again, kind of shift your left glute, butt cheek, off of the chair. And lift the heart. And here we are in a fun chair lunge pose. a weird noise. Okay, so again, you can lift the arms up if you like, or you can take the hands to the heart, or you can take the hands to the right thigh, and you'll feel that super stretch in the hip flexor. So wonderful. You guys know how obsessed I am with the hip flexors, so this is a great stretch. All right, let's take one more breath in and we'll reach up high. You got it. Exhale, relax the hands down, and then we'll slowly walk our way out. And I have one more stretch for you today before we end. So, again, this is one that you can do on the mat, and if you've taken a class with me before, then you might have done it. So we'll come right back to our seated posture, which you're very familiar with by now. And let's start with the left foot because we did that one this way first. So we're gonna take the left foot, ankle, cross it over the right thigh. So we're coming to a number 4 stretch or figure 4. Kind of keep that right foot right where it was so that the knee is stacked over the ankle. So this is going to give you a really similar stretch to pigeon pose. You can stay right here if this feels like a deep enough stretch. If this is way too deep of a stretch, you could even be here. So you don't even have to take that ankle up above the knee if you don't want to. But if this feels good here, you can stay here. If you want even more of a stretch, you can keep the heart lifted, keep the spine nice and long, and you can lean forward just a bit, reaching with the heart forward. So you can be here, you can be here, you can be here. We'll take a few breaths, and again, I want to hold this pose a little bit longer because it's a deeper stretch. So I would say 5 to 8 breaths for these poses if you need a barometer. But I hope you all have been doing well. I myself have been kind of adjusting to the staying in a little bit more. It's not quite as bad as it was in the beginning. I don't mind. It's a figure 4 stretch. This is one of my personal faves. And again, like I said, it's a great modification for pigeon. If pigeon pose makes it feel like your hips are screaming at you, this can be kind of a good way to modify it. It doesn't look like my cat is going to be making a guest appearance in this video, though. Unfortunately, he must be taking a nap in the other room. All right, so see if you can take those deep breaths in the belly. Take one more on this side. Exhale out. Very good. And then to come out, we'll just relax the foot down. You can do football feet. Shake it out. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So bend the right knee this time. We'll cross that right foot and ankle over the left thigh. Again, if that's too much, you can be here. We'll bring it up if this feels good to you. So you'll probably feel like an opening of the hip along this area. But there's really no wrong place to feel a stretch. In yoga, you're just gonna feel stretches wherever you're the most tight, which depends on the person. So no worries if you feel it somewhere different, as long as it feels like a stretch and not like pain. So again, you can stay right here or you can lean forward if you like. And this I would say is the deepest version of this stretch. I wouldn't push it any further than this. I always say, you know, they say find your edge in yoga. Find your edge and then come back a few steps. There's no need to overstretch or risk injuring yourself. So find a version of this stretch that feels comfy, like you can hold it for a few more breaths. Take a couple more breaths here in a figure 4. And then again, to come out, just uncross the leg. And then we're right back where we began. So if you'd like to take a few moments at the end of this video to do some meditation, you're welcome to do so. You can play some music in the background if you like, and you can do a meditation just sitting just like this. So you're welcome to pause the video and take a few moments of quiet. But whenever you're ready to end, we will sweep the arms up overhead, one last sun breath, inhaling in. And then we'll exhale the hands down to the heart center to Namaste pose. So I thank you all for spending this time to do this yoga class with me. And if you're new to chair yoga, I hope you enjoyed this. I want to make more chair yoga videos because I have a whole workbook full of chair poses that is just waiting to be made into a video. So I hope you guys liked this. I hope you're doing well. I miss seeing you all in person so much, and I can't wait until the day that we meet again. But until then, take care, be gentle with yourself, and namaste to you all. And this is my awkward shuffle to the camera for the end. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.